The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. So you're 12 years old. You finally move out of that cramped apartment where the pipes sound like they're coughing up their last breath. And your parents say, "This is it. This is our house." You step outside, expecting something straight out of a suburban dream. Maybe a lawn, maybe a porch where you dramatically sip juice like you're in a coming-of-age movie. And instead, you get Mango Street. Not the dream. Not even close. So we follow Esperanza, a sharp, observant, quietly ambitious 12-year-old girl who moves with her family into their very first owned home. And look, ownership is a big deal. This is supposed to be the upgrade. But the house? It's small, it's worn down. It's not the house she imagined when she used to point at nicer homes and whisper, "One day." And that disappointment? That sticks with her. Because for Esperanza, this isn't just about a house. It's about what that house says about who she is and where she belongs. She lives in a crowded Latino neighborhood in Chicago, a place where everyone knows everyone. Which sounds nice until you realize it also means there's nowhere to hide, no privacy, no escape. And very early on, she makes a decision. Quietly, stubbornly. She is leaving Mango Street one day. And not just leaving. She's going to have a house of her own. Now, even though she's dealing with all this big internal stuff, she's still a kid. So naturally, she finds her people. Lucy and Rachel, two girls across the street. Add her little sister Nenny into the mix, and suddenly you've got a full squad. And their adventures? They're exactly what you'd expect from kids on the edge of growing up. They pool money to buy a bike, because obviously one bike shared between 4 girls is peak childhood economics. They listen to stories about boys from Marin, an older girl who seems like she knows everything about life, which, let's be honest, is exactly how every slightly older teen feels when you're 12. They explore junk shops, they jump rope, they talk about life in that half-serious, half-playful way kids do when they're trying to understand the world before it fully hits them. But here's where things start to shift. Because childhood doesn't exactly end, it just gets interrupted. The girls start experimenting with what it means to be grown. They try on high-heeled shoes, thinking it's fun, glamorous, until the attention they get from men makes it very clear. The world is seeing them differently now, and suddenly, things aren't so playful anymore. There's this constant sense of vulnerability creeping in. At school, Esperanza faces a different kind of discomfort. Her name. It's hard for people to pronounce, and that might sound like a small thing, but it's not, because it becomes a symbol of everything that makes her feel out of place. Her poverty, her background, her identity. She feels ashamed sometimes, not because she should be, but because the world around her keeps telling her she should be. So she turns inward. She writes. Quietly, secretly. She shares her poems only with older women she trusts, women who see something in her, something worth nurturing. Then summer hits, and with it, everything speeds up. Esperanza begins to notice boys. And more importantly, she notices that boys are noticing her. She likes dancing. She likes the attention. She starts to dream. And at the same time, life hits her with something heavier. Loss. Her grandfather dies. Her Aunt Lupe dies. Someone who encouraged her writing, who told her that her words mattered. And suddenly, Esperanza is pulled closer into the adult world. Not by choice, but by experience. Now she starts looking more closely at the women around her. And what she sees isn't encouraging. There are women trapped in their homes, literally and emotionally. Women who gave up dreams. Women who are stuck in relationships, in expectations, in cycles they can't seem to break. Each story feels like a warning, like the neighborhood is quietly saying, "This could be you." Then comes Sally. Sally is different. She's Esperanza's age, but she feels older, more experienced, more daring. She wears makeup. She talks to boys. She moves like someone who already understands how the world works, or at least thinks she does. But Sally's life isn't freedom. It's escape. She's dealing with an abusive father, and she uses boys as a way out. To Esperanza, Sally is fascinating, but also unsettling, because there's something fragile beneath all that confidence. And then comes the turning point, the moment that shifts everything. Esperanza is left alone by Sally, abandoned at the worst possible time. And in that moment, a group of boys sexually assaults her. It's sudden. It's traumatic. It's one of those moments where childhood doesn't just end, it's taken. And from here on, Esperanza sees everything differently. That experience, combined with everything she's observed, the trapped women, the broken dreams, the harsh realities, cements something in her. Her desire to leave Mango Street isn't just a dream anymore. It's a necessity. But here's the twist. As she grows, as she becomes more emotionally aware, she realizes something unexpected. Even when she leaves, she won't really leave. Mango Street will stay with her, and more than that, she'll have to come back. Not physically, maybe, but in some way. To help. To remember. To give voice to the women who never got one. By the end of the year, Esperanza hasn't left yet. She's still on Mango Street. But she's not the same girl who arrived. She understands more about the world, about herself, about what it means to grow up too fast. And she's found something powerful. Writing. For now, it helps her escape emotionally. But maybe, just maybe, it will help her escape for real someday. And the book? This quiet, powerful, deeply human story is The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. What I love about this book is how deceptively simple it feels. It's not one big dramatic plot. It's a series of small moments, vignettes, that slowly build into something much bigger. It feels like memory, like flipping through someone's life in fragments, and yet those fragments hit hard. The themes, identity, poverty, gender, coming of age, but also hope. Because Esperanza doesn't just see her situation, she questions it. And that's where change begins. Personally, I think this book does something rare. It makes the ordinary feel important. A bike ride, a pair of shoes, a name, a house. All of it carries weight. All of it shapes who Esperanza becomes. And Sandra Cisneros herself brings so much authenticity to the story. She draws from her own experiences growing up as a Mexican-American woman, and you can feel that truth in every page. The writing is poetic, almost like reading a series of diary entries, but sharper, more intentional. This isn't just a story about leaving a place. It's about understanding it first, because sometimes the hardest thing isn't escaping where you're from. It's deciding what parts of it you carry with you.